Hey, what's up, guys? Keeping Joe here, and welcome to another video. Today, we're gonna be kind of talking about some Smash Bros. Ultimate at the moment. So, I was in one of Jason Boy's streams, aka the gameplay background you see, and I was in his stream, just kind of just chilling and just talking with chat and whatnot on his stream. And I decided to play like a couple matches with him and whatnot. And I was checking some of the costumes. I realized most of the costumes in this game are pretty good. You have some good costumes, such as Mario, have some like awesome costumes, and a couple others that have like really good like references to like older games and whatnot. But there are some fighters and whatnot that do have costumes that I personally not a fan of, or I think that needs to, I guess, be improved, or just straight up like that I don't like. And in this video, I'm kind of just going to give my thoughts regarding some Smash Bros. Fighter costumes and which costumes or alternate costumes that I think are kind of bad, and ones that I think that need to I guess improve or change. But kind of just give my thoughts regarding it. So this is going to be kind of just a video, just me talking about the topic, talking about that. And if you guys disagree with some of the picks I've chosen, that's completely okay. Just let me know what your thoughts on regarding like the fighters and their costumes and whatnot, and kind of just have like a chill like talk. But other than that, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first fighter I want to talk about regarding costumes is Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Sonic as a character. I played with him like a couple of times here and there, and I've even faced some hella good like Sonic players. And I'm gonna be honest, like as much as I like Sonic and some players, I do think kind of his moveset outside of like his costumes, outside his moveset, I think it's kind of mediocre, kind of okay. I just wish that they would have used not mostly like his like spin dashes that he's been using like a lot of time. I get it's like a stable to like the Sonic like generation thing, but the fact that most of his attacks are spin dash is kind of just weak in my opinion. But that's beside the point. We're talking about costumes. Sonic's costumes in this game are honestly kind of lackluster in my opinion. Another character similar to Sonic, which we'll get to later, are basically kind of weak in my opinion, as most of his costumes in Smash Bros. Ultimate are basically just shades of blue. Basically, there's not much like regarding his costumes, like I mentioned, but most of his costumes have like basically just a shade of blue, and the only thing that changed is his like shoes and his wristbands, which are barely even noticeable. So it kind of sucks. Probably my favorite from his costume probably has to be that light blue, like cyan, like color. The black color is probably just a close second in my opinion. But I just think most of his colors are just like meh, or kind of just mediocre. As like I said, similar to another character, they're basically just shades of blue, basically, and the only thing that's changed are the wristbands and the shoes. They could have easily changed like the fur color, making it like red, yellow, and all that stuff, so it can kind of be very obvious. I assume it's probably maybe because of the Sega team, maybe most likely telling them maybe like to just like, if Sonic wants to be Sonic, just the only thing that changes is wristbands and shoes. I don't know, but it kind of just sucks that his colors were kind of mediocre, and though some of his costumes I think are good, like the ones I mentioned are my favorite, I still think his costumes are kind of meh, or not that good compared to other costumes. But yeah, let's go on and get to the next one. So similar to Sonic, we have another character that kind of, like I mentioned, is kind of like Sonic, but it's basically the only thing changed are their like wrists and boots and whatnot. And I'm talking about Pac-Man. Now I use Pac-Man more than Sonic. Honestly, Pac-Man is like one of those like fun characters like I like to use, and he's low-key pretty fun of a character. However, his costumes are really, I'm gonna be honest, they're not as good as Sonic's. But who am I kidding? Sonic and Pac-Man's costumes just overall aren't that good. Considering the fact that Pac-Man, though his moveset art is pretty fun and whatnot, his costumes are kind of mediocre. As literally the only thing that changed is his like wrists and like the not even like the boot itself, but like the strap on the boots and the wings of the boots, and that's literally it. Nothing about it. Just it's the same yellow like Pac-Man color. Like I said, the only thing that changed are basically the wrists, the little straps, and the wings on the boots, which kind of sucks. I assume it's probably maybe because Bandai Namco and whatnot told them, hey, if Pac-Man wants to, if we're gonna do Pac-Man as a character, you know what I'm saying, gotta change like little to his costumes, which I don't know. I just feel like maybe it could be that, or maybe it's just Nintendo just felt like the costumes they would want to keep it simple, so they just did that. But I still think his costumes are pretty lackluster. There is I remember seeing a concept a couple of days ago, or not even days ago, but a couple months ago, of this person made a ghost-like Pac-Man costume for Pac-Man, and it was basically one of the ghosts from Pac-Man. Whenever you eat like the Power Pellet or one of the ghosts, it's like a blue and like white ghost, and he made that into a Pac-Man costume. I'll put an image to kind of see what I'm talking about, but it looks really sick, like actually, and I'm surprised this isn't like a color or anything. Like they could have went all out with that sort of color, but instead they literally it's just not it's really just not that good of a color in Smash, unfortunately. But anyway, that's just how it is. There's other characters and whatnot that have the similar colors and like that it's like barely noticeable, and most of them are gonna be on this list. So yeah, fortunately, that's just how it's gonna be. All right, the next one I am going to give to is Cloud from Final Fantasy. Now, Cloud, I don't know. His costumes are again pretty lackluster, and it's kind of sad to see. As I heard Final Fantasy is like pretty good. I know one of my friends is starting to play. I forgot what Final Fantasy was it, but he said that he was playing one of the Final Fantasy games, and he said it's really good. On I think it was the PS5, I believe, but he said it's pretty good. And it's cool to see Cloud in the game. I remember when his like reveal trailer came out, like I think his was probably like the most like impressive one because his was like really like sick and whatnot. But his costumes are pretty lackluster, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, I do like his like sort of second costume, which is based off, I think it was the Advent Children like costume and whatnot, which is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, it's a pretty like spot on and kind of a cool reference to another like Final Fantasy game that Cloud's in, which is awesome. It's just due to the fact that after those costumes, you can barely notice any like costume like sort of references when it comes to Cloud. And it kind of sucks considering the fact that Cloud is like a really big genre or really big thing of Final Fantasy and whatnot. And the fact that his colors are just, in my opinion, barely noticeable, it kind of sucks. And since we're talking about Cloud, we might as well talk about Sephiroth as well. Sephiroth also has this similar costume, I guess horrendous costume when it comes to his costumes. His costumes are kind of lackluster also, as though they're similar to Cloud. I do like his other costume, like the shirtless like version, whatever it is. His other costumes are kind of again lackluster, as there's not much to give off, as you can barely notice them in game, as well as in like the little lobby area, which kind of sucks. But yeah, it kind of sucks that though it's cool to see a lot of like Final Fantasy like representation and whatnot. It is kind of sucks. It does kind of suck how we have all these costumes, we have all these like cool colors and whatnot that other characters have, but they don't give it to the Final Fantasy reps, as I feel like they could do a lot regarding Final Fantasy, and it kind of just sucks how they just did Final Fantasy like costumes dirty with just what like browns and blues and all that stuff. But and that's just, I guess that's just how it is. I feel like it's like I said, maybe because the was it the development team or whatever, the people under Final Fantasy, they said they didn't want uh to have all these cool colors. Also, I'm not sure why this stream is a little bit laggy. Probably because my end. But anyway, um, yeah, it kind of just sucks how Final Fantasy costumes I gotten. What the costumes overall just playing dirty when it came to it, so it kind of just sucks. All right, and the last costume I kind of want to mention in this video is Lucario from the Pokemon era. Now I don't play Lucario. I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure there's some pretty good like Lucario players out there, or people who play Lucario and whatnot. But his costumes are also kind of just like meh, in my opinion, just due to the fact that, again, similar to Sonic, he has so much like shades of blue and whatnot, and I feel like they barely change the color. Like, I feel like when it comes to costumes, the costume has to be even if it's just simple colors, like at least it's just simple colors and not like something like drastically um like unseeable, I guess. Similar to like Sonic, how it's just basically just shades of blue, or Pac-Man, just different, like maybe like the wristbands or and all that stuff. That's the only difference. But Lucario, there's like a couple of costumes that he has that are just shades of blue. Probably my favorite costume from his probably has to be. I like the green one, honestly. The green one with like the purple, like I guess fur, I kind of like, as well as the gray, like black one. That one's kind of a cool reference. But there's like two or three of them that are basically just shades of blue, or just like I guess like a mint like blue or something like that. That just looked exactly like the first costume, which kind of sucks due to the fact that you have a really like cool representation in the Pokemon era, and the fact that you have all these costumes just for it to be like just different. Most like some of them are shades of blue, while others have cool colors. But that's not to say like Lucario's, like I think if anything, Lucario's costumes are probably the best out of this list. And like I said, his costumes are pretty good. I'm gonna say that. But there's just some costumes out there that he has that are just basically just like his default like costume. So it kind of just is weird how he has like different costumes that are just shades of blue. But other than that, I think his costumes are alright, but they really again lackluster, and I think they should have at least had different costumes and whatnot. Now that's basically it. I am going to give an honorable mention to Yoshi. But this is a character I main a lot actually in the game because I like Yoshi. I want to give him an honorable mention not because his colors are bad. If anything, they're pretty good. I just want to mention the one costume I feel like a lot of people don't like, and honestly, I can't blame them. It's the crafted version, the crafted Yoshi color. They replaced. I remember in the Wii U version there was a black Yoshi color, and the crafted Yoshi color got replaced with that black Yoshi color, and it kind of does suck that that specific color got replaced out of all the colors. If anything, if they wanted to add the crafted Yoshi, just replace the original with that crafted Yoshi. It makes more sense because literally it's basically another green color similar to Yoshi. So the fact that we have the fact that it's a cool reference, don't get me wrong, it's a cool reference to Crafty Yoshi. I like Crafty Yoshi. But the fact that you replace not only with probably the most popular Yoshi color, but it's basically another shades of green color, kind of is really lackluster, and it kind of is disappointing. But I just want to kind of mention that as I'm playing with it. I like playing as Yoshi, and though I do like using, I don't. Though I mostly use the crafted color, I do think it kind of sucks how it got replaced with the black Yoshi color from the Wii U version. But that's basically it, guys. I'm gonna end it here. That was me talking about some of the costumes in Smash Bros. Let me know your thoughts on this regarding it. I kind of just want to talk about this since I've been playing. I've been kind of getting back to Smash Bros and whatnot. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. If y'all like this, you feel me, like, subscribe, do what you gotta do, and I will see y'all in the next video. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.